Okay, so welcome back to some more MX versus ATV Reflex. Today we're going to be checking out 3 custom tracks. Now, I don't actually, this first one is Tropic Jungle or something like that, I think. And I'm not 100% sure who actually made it because Reflex Central is like completely down right now. So if you try and go there, it says under track maintenance. It is not working right now. And we don't know. Maybe it's coming back, maybe it's not. But right now on Darkslide's website, he has some of the tracks over there, and a lot of people have helped him by uploading the tracks that they have on their computer to his website. So if you're on PC and you have tracks that are not on his list, I encourage you to go to the website, and there's a link there where it says you can click this and upload your tracks. So if you don't have your tracks, you know, help out the Reflex community by uploading tracks that you might still have on your computer that are not on his list. Anyways, these tracks are on his list, and they just say the track name. They don't actually, they didn't have the creator, I guess. So, yeah, this is Tropic Jungle. This track, the environment of this was amazing. It was really, really cool. The track itself was kind of fun, too. I guess, really the only complaint that I had, like a tiny little thing, is sometimes most of the corners were really, really good. But there was a couple corners where I felt like the angle, just the way they were, it didn't really serve much purpose. Like, clear at the end here, I think we only do like 1.5 laps on this track. The corner just went really, really far outside and then made like a 90-degree bend, and it was just kind of weird. There's a couple corners like that, but overall it was really well done. You kind of had to go and you had to have somewhat of a flow. It was a pretty easy track, yeah, but there were a few sections that were kind of tough. Like there was a section that we got through really good a while back, and if you take the outside, it's really easy to hit a tree branch, and it is solid, so it does knock you off the bike. So there's a couple sections like that were tough on this, but overall the environment is what really got me. So Tropic Jungle, the link to downloading these tracks is in the description if you're on PC and you're curious. I get a lot of questions on, hey, where do I get these? How do I get these? That's how you get them. Super easy. Click the link in the description. It'll take you to the website, and you just download it. They're right there. They're a good chunk of them. Not all of them, but some of them are there. So, yeah, we're going to hop on over into the next one, which is a Supercross track. Okay, so we're jumping over to the Supercross track that we're going to take a peek at today, the only Supercross track we're going to check out. And the environment, I mean, it doesn't have the environment that the last track had, obviously, but the track is fun. It's not exactly a hard track. There's like one section that's coming up here that's kind of tough, but other than that, it's a pretty easy track, but it's fun. It's fun to just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a fun little track to check out, and I believe it's called Terra SX, or Terra SX MX, something like that. Just a fun little track, and it's, I mean, I guess the terrain feels a little bit different. It doesn't feel different, it just looks different. It's like this really hard pack kind of, I don't know, it's really white, but it feels really hard pack. It looks really hard pack is what I should say. That section we just kind of went through was the one tough section that is really not that tough after you do it a couple times, but it took a little getting used to. Overall, just a really good flow, just kind of a fun little Supercross track. And it does have a split lane section where I think I put it at the very end of this before we switched to the next track. I put a tiny clip of me going through it so you could see that if you were curious. And I don't know why, but I did that several times. I kept messing up that corner, and then I couldn't make this finish line double. So yeah, I think you could also triple over that table and then triple out. You might only be able to do that off the start. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I didn't play on the track a really long time, and then right there to the right of us behind where we just went through was where the split section was. So yeah, you might have been able to triple that and then double where I was talking about earlier. We're going to go through these whoops, and then you hit a double here, and then the section coming up after this double was a section that was sometimes kind of tricky. You really had to rail this corner to hop onto this table and then triple off, and I couldn't always get the triple off. Sometimes it was like, I don't know, I just couldn't get the lift off of the lip of that, and then we were only like doubling off of it. So yeah, and then here I think, let's see, we will hit this table and then we'll quad over these tables. I think you could almost 5 and then have a single into the corner. I was like casing into that face of that takeoff for a few times, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't try very hard. It just feels like that might be a possibility. And maybe you could triple this and triple, so it'd be triple, triple. Maybe you could do that even not coming off the starting or the start, but I don't know. I couldn't really do it that easy. Maybe it was a different bike setup you need. I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, at the end of this, or whenever we switch here, I do show that split lane section just so you can see. It's like a step on, step off section. I don't know. It just worked better for me to be taking the outsides, I guess. And then, yeah, I don't really know what else you would do here. I mean, it's definitely, I think it's faster to take the outside and step on and then triple off. I think for sure. Faster than taking the inside on that. So yeah, we're gonna switch over so you can see that alternate line, and then we'll be switching over to the final track, which is, it's super awesome. It's probably my favorite one. Okay, so here we have the final track we're going to be checking out today. This is Mountain Express, X-Press, and sorry, I do not know who created this track, because unlike Reflex Central, Dark Slide's website just shows the track name. Unless I'm overlooking it, if I'm overlooking it, please feel free to let me know, but as far as I can tell, it just shows the track name, and this was my favorite track of the day. The first track was really awesome too, and I mean, I enjoyed the Supercross one, but this was my favorite track of the day. The environment was pretty cool. I mean, it's not perfect, but it was unique. It was definitely unique. And that rock right there, I think we hit that the second lap. The physics can get kind of weird if you kind of ride over the top of it or wheel tap it or whatever. But overall, I don't think the track was that tough. I think this was like maybe my second or third lap on it. So I was still kind of not 100% sure what was coming up next. I didn't want to forget something. So a few places we check up just so we don't go off track. And then right here a couple times I was having trouble jumping off to the left side. I don't know why, but it just was. And then that's pretty much a lap, and here's the finish line. Now I have no idea how you would take the inside and get over that. Maybe you're not supposed to, and I kept getting confused there because it was weird coming back across the actual starting gate. So yeah, and this section wasn't that bad. It was just kind of rough. I think if I had to compare why I chose this track to be my favorite today, I guess, instead of the first track, was because if I think back to the first track, I guess it was almost a bit claustrophobic playing on that track. The way the tree branches kind of arched over the track and feel like you were in a tunnel all the time. I mean, I'm not really claustrophobic. I'm fine with being in small spaces. It doesn't bother me, I guess. But yeah, there you can kind of see where the rock makes things a little bit weird, but it just kind of felt a bit claustrophobic, and that bothered me slightly, and I don't really know why, but it did. And I'm sure it was just for me playing. It probably doesn't look like that when you watch the video, but yeah, I think, but the environment was cool in that one too. It just, I don't know, this one grabbed me better, I guess. And just that simple little thing there where he has that big branch in the ground kind of separating the lines was kind of unique, you know what I mean? So overall, I think this was probably my favorite track, but nothing too difficult. I kind of basically stayed to the outsides on everything, and I mean, this track was a bit rougher. I kind of feel like custom tracks in general, I've never really talked about it, but I feel like content creators in general kind of favor tracks that are predetermined to be rough, I guess. You know, like, think back to all the national tracks in Reflex originally, like the stock tracks. Like, I mean, the roughest ones were probably Moto 448 and Razorback, I think. Those were probably the roughest ones, and then they would continually get more rough as the track deteriorated. So, yeah, I mean, the stock tracks were never really that rough, so I think custom track creators kind of really like having that rough feel to it, more realistic. So I think a bunch of them kind of favor making really, really rough tracks. I know C4 can make some gnarly rough tracks, and I like it. I mean, I like a lot of different styles, but this track kind of has that pre-rough, and then the more you ride around it, the more the terrain deformation is going to affect the track, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's about wrapping up this video. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. Don't forget to check the description. If you're on PC and want to know how to get these custom tracks, check the description. They're down there. The link is there to where you can download them all. And again, if you have some on your PC that aren't there, feel free to upload them. He encourages you to do that and has a spot where you can do it. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. And until the next video, take it easy.